Right. First of all, huh?
Man,
That
I don't get that at all. Like, this is...
wow.
So let me start off by saying this is a different movie. This is a different time frame. The trilogy is over. This is a new experience. So it's not
Definitely
necessarily
that.
supposed to feel exactly like the original trilogy, because again, that's over. That was the story of Mary Beth getting her revenge on losing her family. That's over. So that being said,
right. There was a sense of fun,
Crowley.
right? It's like they went, do you know what? See all this fun you were having? Stuff that out. Then we're not doing that anymore. And like this book from start to end, I know it's supposed to be like mockumentary or whatever, but it's just from page 1 to the end, it's just and it actually ruined the whole joke.
What?
Of Perry, yeah, because the whole thing I was having fun with is Perry Shane turning up as different characters and dying, and then turning up again.
Mhm.
And this just meta. This did a Wes Craven on it.
No.
Yes, it did. Right,
No,
the court
it
case. Oh,
didn't.
you've got the same DNA. All right, fucking got the joke. We didn't need that explained. Fuck off. Piss off with that. Like, talk about explaining your own joke. That's when you fail. It's got the same DNA because, yeah, it's the same actor. Did you get it? Did you get it, folks? Fuck off.
No, it was explaining how it could be the same actor in each movie. Come on. That's just called logic. It's tying shit up.
It was shit.
You're shit.
It's shit.
I fucking love that.
You are a big poopy pants. Inflicting this on me. You hate me, don't you?
No, I like good movies.
You just set me up. You're like, here, Colin, have this wonderfulness. Have a laugh. Aha! Kidney shot.
Dude, that's all you've done to me over the last 4 years. Everybody else gets to do the fun stuff. I get to do the, wow, that's a steaming pile of dog shit. Let's talk about it for a couple hours.
All right, Mr. Turn Up Once a Month. Fuck off.
Nerd fight. Yeah.
Oh man, no, I don't know.
I can't believe you didn't like it. It's like, yes, it's a completely different movie, but it was supposed to be a different movie. It's setting up new characters, it's setting up a new mythology, and it's fun. I mean, fuck, you don't go 4 or 5 movies into a saga or into a slasher thinking it's going to be Shakespeare. No, you just get to a point where you just want to see more outrageous kills, and that's it. And that's what we got with this.
Well, in fairness, that was the problem with this movie. I'm sitting going, right, can we get the kills started already? Where before I was invested, now it's like, oh, fucking just turn up and start killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking let's get this started. What the hell? Here's the thing as well. You need to read the book to get the movie, and you need to get the movie to get the book, because
you don't
the jump
necessarily need it. It helps. It helps a shit ton.
Oh god, yeah, because you're just scratching your head going, the fuck?
See, I wasn't. I mean, so the thing is, the movie came out before the book. Well, sort of. So the book technically came out alongside of it. Because what happened was originally that it was a tour. Like, there wasn't just released nationwide. Like, they went city to city with the film for one night only screenings, and one of the exclusive pieces of merch you could get was the book. So by the time I saw it, I didn't have access to the book just yet. It was like a couple months later, I believe, was when it was actually released. So I went into it and I thought they explained everything pretty well. Like, really, the book, all it did for me is explain sort of the last 10 years specifically with Andrew.
He's a random character to me. I don't know what Adam Green was thinking of. I know you said he wanted him to be the final girl.
Yeah, that's been the thing.
That in itself is funny, but the way that they did him, and it's just a big whine fest, and I hate whiny sort of characters.
The dude kind of lost everything in his life. Like, this is us watching him rebuild himself, or attempt to. Like I'm sure this is going to come as a shock, but this is Adam Green's divorce movie.
Do you know what? I could get that.
Yeah, it's very easy to get.
I could feel the projection, so there we go. Now we're getting it. Like, I can feel the projection and pain, like, of this is not a fun character. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay, so I can maybe understand a bit of that bitterness. Don't know. I could maybe see where he's coming from that. Maybe that hit a wee bit too close to home. Possibly, but I just felt like all the joy of the first 3 movies was being sucked down the drain.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Again, like, it set it up very well as its own. Like, it's a different installment of
Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and it's Friday the 13th Part 5. You know what I mean? It's that sort of resurrection trope.
Yeah,
I get it. can still have a bit of fucking fun with it. This has just become like the whole thing. Like to me, the Andrew Chong character is a complete sidetrack and derailment from the franchise.
I don't see that, man.
It's
I just feel like that's
it
the
really
catalyst to
is.
continue it.
Right. So if this had started with all the Victor Crowley tours are set up and people are going around and like every scene of the French Quarter, everyone being and acting like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it's setting up for okay, who's the next bunch of Muppets? To me, it should have started off like that. Not this absolute because it wasn't even done in a funny manner. If it had been a bit of comic relief to it, I'd have been on board.
I mean, I was laughing. I don't know why you weren't. There's a lot of funny shit in this, even before the kills. I mean, it starts off with kills. Like, I guess let's start with the beginning. It starts shortly after he was killed, and some fucking teenagers in the swamp get murdered.
Oh, all right. God, those two.
That shit was hilarious.
That just reminds me, that scene in Scary Movie where they just went a bit too far. I know they're taking a piss out of Blair Witch Project, but it was like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, so much snot. Love it.
That was just like, and then once again, mate, what's wrong with you? You guess. I know the gene pool mightn't be the best, but surely you could spruce up a bit and grab a tourist or something. Get some fresh DNA into the mix. I don't know. Fair enough, but like I said, it's just the whole. I just find the Andrew Chong storyline a complete. It's like that wee grain of sand in your eye. Just you're rubbing at it the whole time.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all because the thing was, again, it's a different portion of the story. So the first story was mostly Mary Beth, and now it's going to be Andrew Young's version of the story.
If he was about, like I said, I had my issues with Mary Beth, but she had more than enough redeeming qualities to explain the snarkiness and stuff, got it. But Andrew's character, I'm not twigging with him whatsoever. I'm just not. It's,
fair.
And that's the problem. If you don't resonate with a character, then you're just, I'm out. If that makes sense. I don't
know, man. I get having a shitty life. Like, it's believable for me.
Well, it's hard. He grew up in a fucking bed of roses myself.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why when I look, I want positive characters. I want, I've been surrounded with too much of that in the real world, so I don't need it in my entertainment.
That's fair.
I just don't need that because there's too much of that shit around on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I kind of, it rubs me up the wrong way. It might be fun for folks, but I just don't, instantly as a turn-off.
Fair enough.
But the flipping wee girl narrator in this, oh my God, she was like the Red Queen in Resident Evil or something.
Yeah, man. So if you look up the mock trailer for Hatchet, I know you can find it. Like, you can even just go to like Arioscope's website and it's on there. But I can't remember if that's the same girl that did that, like if they just used that audio clip, but like it felt exactly the same as the mock trailer. They got the movie financed. But yeah, that shit's so great. Like that is the best way to start a sequel than we've seen in the past from slashers where they play like 20-30 minutes of the first movie and then get into that shit. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like I said, and then we'll meet within the, which is different from the book as well. I think that's what got me, because the film made more sense when Andrew does the interview for his book, and it's Sabrina, and we meet Sabrina for the first time. Because in the book he begged for the first interview so he could propose to her. I just gave up in life at that point when I saw it. I'm like, why would you do that?
I mean, again, I believed it. It's like,
well, at least in the movie, it was like, oh, it's you. Why are we doing this? Well, I'm kind of forced to,
Well, this is also, almost 10 years removed from when the book came out. So it's, again, there's things that if you understand the timeline, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think the intro scene of this was, if I hadn't read the book, I wouldn't have been as annoyed, if that makes sense. I think the book kind of killed it for me.
I don't get that, man. I don't see why that would have any bearing on it. But that's your opinion, so you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
If you say so. Am I pissing in your cornflakes, wee man?
Yeah, man. This is a near and dear movie to me, which is funny because actually when it first came out, I got it a couple days early, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't bring myself to watch it because it was like a couple days after my mom died. I was like, I cannot let this movie be ruined by that shit.
That's a fair one. But yeah, we'll meet Sabrina, and she is ugly. Like, ugliness just radiates from her. The actress did a brilliant job, in fairness.
Okay, so you're talking ugly as in of the soul, not
well, it just radiates.
Like, she's fucking she's pretty no, but I wouldn't push her out of bed for getting crumbs.
Right, but
yeah, no, she is a cunt in this.
But do you know what I mean? she personifies that sort of character that it doesn't matter
Mhm.
how they look, the ugliness, just even before they open their mouth, you just have that ugh.
Yeah, no, she was fantastic in that role.
Like that's fair play to the actress, like I said, because she owned that and she really did get that. It's one of those, do you know when some idiot like gets infatuated with somebody and everyone else sees it but they don't?
No, I know nothing about that.
You know, and you know that one person and and everyone likes going, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that person's head is up their arse for whatever reason, and they can't see it. Like that's Andrew Chong.
Yeah, it's definitely like that's him to a T.
Yeah, and you understand why you wouldn't want to like that person because they're a fucking idiot. Yeah, and then when you meet Sabrina, you're like going, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah,
and you could quite easily hate that person, like, and just go, you need to be removed from the gene pool because if these are the life choices you're making, then you don't need to be here.
right.
Yeah, do you know that sort of person? Yeah, that's
no, I never met one before.
Right. Well, do you know what I mean? And you just Sabrina just radiates the ugliness from her, and you just can't see it. You just can't see what he sees. Yeah,
it's like her reality is definitely not his vision of her, like at all.
That's it's really hard to watch.
Yeah.
And then we see the actual book, I Survivor, come in playing that. And I thought it might have just been an add-on, but the way it ties in the movie is actually quite clever.
Well, again, it's one of those things where it's like it helps. It's not necessary, but it does add a different level to the story.
Yeah, I would watch the movie and leave it for a while before reading the book. Don't do what I did, sort of race through the book while you're, and then get this whole setup, and then watch a movie, and then you're like, oh fuck, what is this? And just right. But then we meet the other crew. We get the filmmaker and Rose, Alex, and her and the girlfriend.
Yeah,
like there's another character I can feel no sympathy for. That's Alex. It's like,
see, I thought he was funny. It's the director girl. I always forget her name. She's the one that I wasn't quite a fan of.
No, but once again, you can see that. You just scream, stay away. But Alex is a complete cuck. Like, he just is. And you're like, mate, you need to get away from that. Like, she's actively telling you she's going to do everything in her power to bone someone in front of you. And you're never going to because that's the rules of the game and I win. Ha ha. And I'm going to rub it in your face. Like, run. Run a mile.
Every relationship has a hall pass. That's normal. It's like Carrie Fisher, man. That's my hall pass. I'll still figure out some way to do it. So
happiness is only a shovel away. It's not even the whole pass thing. It's just the fact that the aggressiveness of it, and I'm gonna rub your face, and it's like Rose comes into the room and drops it, and like he knows he's not allowed to even make a joke, that she'll be all over him. It's that sort of, and Rose knows it as well. That's why she's playing up. She knows that he's the cook in the relationship, and she's just gonna almost shine a spotlight on it.
Yeah, I definitely felt that going a completely different way. That was
no. He would not have been allowed if he had responded in any way, shape, or form. He'd have been toast. That was.
I don't know.
Yes, that was the game. The director girl, forget her name. Don't care because she's a crap character, but she is not a nice person.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
she has the the sweetness persona, but that is not a nice person. Oh dear.
Yeah.
As a tumbleweed goes.
Pretty much. Well, I had nothing to add to that.
Right, just to reevaluate. No, that's one of those games within a game type thing. And when I like the Rose's character actually because she is like pretty straight up.
Yeah, no, she's
and
fucking
she just
hilarious.
Wipes away all the bullshit. And someone like her, I can really get behind.
You
know, what I mean, like I said, she shines a light in what's going on around her and just does it in her particular manner. But you need that social hand grenade every so often to get chucked in there.
Yeah, definitely.
To remove the facade. I have to say, the absolute funniest scene in this, and I wonder how they did the casting, but when Andrew is in the book signing.
Yeah, man. So I'm not gonna lie, I was reading through your notes specifically for that because I really was curious which version you saw because a lot of the streaming companies have that edited out. So like you don't get the tits and you don't get the dick. So
well, it's not so much a dick; it's a set of balls. Like
hey, you know what? There's a dick there. God damn it! That's an average size.
It's it's like something that would be out of an H.P. Lovecraft movie. You know what I mean? There's an essence of a penis there, but there's too many tentacles and fucking eyeballs and fucking alive pubes. Like, that thing was horrendous. And it didn't even land on the, it wasn't even a meaty slap on the desk. It slid and like oozed onto the desk.
Yeah, that was the best part, was the fucking close up and you see the ball shift. It's like, wow, they really went for it. That's like, fantastic.
How did they fucking, right? Okay, lads, we'll need your meat and tackle out. And we're looking for like the most disgusting, gnarliest fucking like a simultaneously mesmerizing set of meat and 2 veg we can imagine. Like, it's almost like a special effect. This is something the special effects department will come up with. Like, that was alive. Yeah. And God, there was a movie I watched, Scrotum. I don't know if you've seen that.
Not sure.
Right. This is what I would imagine Scrotum to be like, because if that thing just detached from the body and started moving about in its own, that would be a good horror movie, except Scrotum was shit. It was like they were playing it safe, oh, let's do a horror movie with a risque title, but we're shit. That's what it was. But this thing was just honking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that's a role I was meant to play. So I'm still disappointed I didn't get that call.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, Simon McCoy. And this is one, do you know where the joke could go too far?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. It was just the right length. Fuck.
Yes, talk about right length when talking
about. Yeah,
there's
so many. You take this as you will, and just take it wrong. But it was just the right length of a scene of, sign my cock. Are you a homophobe? Sign my cock. Like,
I'm telling everybody on Facebook, you're a homophobe.
Yeah, I'd have signed that thing and just put the dot right in the end. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once again, because I know Andrew Young is a shit character and he's a fucking weeble, that of course he's not going to be able to play along because he's a fucking idiot.
Can't believe you're glossing over the fact that the girl that had him sign his tits was like, ooh, sign this one to me and sign the other one to my dad. It's like, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
that joke still hits every goddamn time.
But that's been done, you know what I mean?
I don't care. It's still fucking funny.
That's like, ha ha ha, that's been done 100 times. And the fact that he's a complete wimp as well, and didn't have fun with that, sort of shows his character. But it was just the fucking oozing out of the trousers onto the desk, and man, like, you felt that thing was looking at you. That thing was sentient.
I mean, they mostly are anyways. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, bravo, you fucking cast the right choice there. And the bloke was playing it, that was attached to the knob, because let's be honest, that thing's its own character. I just happened to have a human attached to it.
Yeah, it definitely should have got its own credit.
Yeah, and the human played a decent role as well, but, let's be honest, that he should just have a career in casting his penis out for movies. Like, he just needs to do nothing else, because that was impressive. But yeah, you just see, and the thing is, in the third movie, I didn't get any impression of the Andrew Young character. I think that's what annoyed me, because he played, he was just Perry Shan playing another character, and I didn't mind, it was a cool character he played, and then he just turns out that he's an absolute simp, and even when he's doing the sign and stuff, he's like, fucking, if you've got a book out and people are turning up, fucking doesn't matter if there's 20 people, just enjoy it, you wee rat.
I mean, again, I believe the decisions, like it, especially understanding that, with the context of the book, it's like that's been a decade of his life is just pure misery over this thing. It ended everything for him, and this is just basically, this is something he didn't want to do, but he did it because he felt like he needed to. One, to get his side of the story out, and two, because he has no other means of income. Like, no one wants to hire him. He, like, even though he was found not guilty, he's fucked. He's blacklisted. Like, he can't do shit. So this is a last ditch effort to try to make some cash so that he can exist.
I just think that your country's big enough that you could move out of the neighborhood. Like,
not anymore.
Americans, you're not known to have the greatest attention span.
The problem is, though, in the day of social media, you get a bad guy somewhere, and that's going to follow you everywhere.
No, I suppose, but it's just I think it was a bit overdone. Like, the joke was just a wee bit overplayed, and I just think it should have been a case of, all right, yeah, I did a book, I survived, and a bit more joy about it, and okay, we'll go and do this thing. This is my last hurrah, and then it leads to the events. I just felt the weight of like depression with this. Like, that's what I mean. I had fun with the first three. I'm not having fun with this, and I'm annoyed. Like, it takes about half the movie for me to start enjoying myself, and that's just because people are getting wiped out in creative, inventive ways. But up until this point, I'm like, fuck's sake, come on. Like, I just feel the weight of it on my shoulders.
I mean, again, I just keep going back to it's a different story. It's a different art.
Yeah,
like it's not supposed to be the same as the first three.
Yeah, it's just not in my opinion, not a good one. Like, it's not. I'm not invested in this. I'm glad I saw the first three. You know, I'm glad at least I had that, because this is just, it's not landing. But even the way they play, I think that's Dark Rain Cloud. You know, what do you call him out of Peanuts? And not the one that goes around with the cloud all the time. Like, you meet them for 5 seconds, you're like, oh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, right, that's one of the characters always depressed and goes around with like a rain cloud.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But anyway, that's what Andrew Chung is.
And it's Young. It's not Chung, by the way.
Young. Well, I'm a racist, so I'll mispronounce it. But I'm a big Kathleen, and
yeah, she is fucking great. There's
another one where
goes over the top.
Yeah, there's another one where just I'm going over the top of this character, and for like that is your parasitic producer, type person.
Yeah, no, I mean she is like textbook stereotypical agent, like even down to the realizing towards the end of the movie that the $1 million that he was getting was not even close to that. It was $25,000, and just like she needs that couple of bucks that she's going to get from her cut, so she's going to tell him everything she needs to get that paycheck.
Yeah, just the agent from hell. You may as well not be famous or not be earning money to have something like that, because they're just gonna. You may as well go work a minimum wage factory than have an agent like that. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna beat you to death. You're the workhorse, and they're gonna get every last bit of you, and then send you to the glue factory. Oh god, but it all leads up to the wanting to do an interview on the site, which he has avoided up to this point, which is cool. So we kind of went off on a bit of tangent, folks. Basically, the premise of the story is this is 10 years after Hatchet 3. Maybe we should have started with this, but I've been holding this one in. It's been like a fart that had to come out from watching it. But Andrew Young was basically accused of like everything. Even before he was there, he was just accused of the whole lot, which makes no sense, apart from people are stupid, which you can actually, once again, it's a wee bit true to life today. Like, you can't laugh at it because you fucking see it play out on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The mob want a victim, and the mob will get a victim no matter what, and logic be damned.
Yep.
So he was effectively accused, even before he turned up, of all the murders before he turned up. Like, it's weird. But they wanted it to happen, and this is him. He wrote a book on it because his life was made hell. His wife's a whore, and he's got this parasitic agent, and he's just trying to basically make enough money to dip out, but he just doesn't seem to be able to get enough. Whatever circumstances are, he hasn't been able to get enough just to go, right, here's my little corner, I can just live out my life, sort of thing. Yeah. Which, like I said, it's kind of sad. It's too close to home to today's culture and stuff going on that it's not funny, because it's like, oh fuck, this is, we've seen this happen, I'm still happening, and it's just the whims of the mob. It's not even any logic to it, or it's just, oh right, this picking this person, boom, way to go. It can happen to anybody. I think that's the bit that just hits a bit too close. It's just, you're only one post away or campaign away from it happening to you, sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. But yeah, he's doing this, and then it's finally that, right, we're doing this interview. All you have to do is go over. They're going to fly in. Who in real life gets excited about private jets? Because I don't get it.
Man, the smaller the plane, the more turbulence fucks you up. Like, that's just not fun.
I just no interest in going in a private jet anywhere.
No, the thing with me is I get on the plane, we get to cruising altitude, I get a cocktail or two in me, I pass the fuck out until we land. It doesn't matter what I'm on. Like, if there's somewhere for me to sit, that's all I need.
I've flown business class, I've flown first class, and honestly, it's no different. In fact, it's worse because there's more people poking at you, because the stewards are being that bit more attentive. That means they're annoying me, where I'm just like,
I mean, I will say the free mimosas, that's pretty cool. Like, I don't like mimosas, but I'll drink them if they're free. That's the best part of first class.
Oh yeah, that's it. And you go into the lounge and stuff, but at the same time though, I'm just like, I just want to get on the thing. I want to get over it. I don't like traveling. I like getting to where I'm going, but I don't like traveling. It just annoys me. The whole thing's a hassle.
Yeah, I don't mind traveling. But again, I pretty much sleep. Like,
that's me. It's either if there's a movie playing, I'll plug in, I'll watch a load of loads if I can't. I'll read a book, or I'm clunked out. That's one of the three things. So I can do that in either first class, business class, or coach. It does not matter. As long as I just clunk, here's me, I'm out. So I don't need any of that stuff. Yeah. This whole thing of, it's a private jet, it's still fucking traveling to places. It's still having to like go somewhere and be with people and do things, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I used to. It's been all over the show, but now my days are traveling over, so I'm just like Mr. Grumpy Old Man, get off my lawn. And I love it. I love being a grumpy old man. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's the final evolution that everybody hopes for.
Yep. Like, I pity the people. If I ever make it to a nursing home, I pity my attendants because I'm like this now. I'm going to be worse in like 20 years' time. But hey ho. So, need to say, they're getting on the private jet. And of course, we'll come full circle as Sabrina's doing the interview. Of course, they're sitting there and it's all wonderfully awkward. And we meet the other characters. And they basically are just characters because there's not really much to them. I love Kathleen's, like, her little thing of pills. Like, that's how she gets through her day. Like, she knows herself what a pointless human being she is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the joy of drugs. It's like, life sucks. Whatever, I'll just get fucked up.
Just go through it numb. I think that's my problem. I just embrace the pain now. I'm like, yep, I'm just taking it all in.
Yeah, that was definitely quite the buffet of drugs.
On the other hand, we'll have our other heroic trio, and they're trying to get this movie made, and they're meeting Dylan. Dylan's my favorite character in this whole thing, by the way.
Yeah, man, Dave Sheridan is fucking hilarious.
That's just he knows what he's in. See, we needed a more Dylan-esque show because this is to me what this series is epitomized so far is like the whole Dylan character of the I am self-aware that this is all a big joke and I'm just going to go along with it. Mm-hmm. He's like the desperate actor who'll do anything because he's, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Please hire me. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, Alex Rose and that part is in the swamp as simultaneously the private jet is going overhead. Which once again, maybe it's because they got the prop, but why are you getting a private jet to go 2 miles out to still have to get a boat back in? Like that was completely pointless.
Well, they'd explain that. The whole reason why they did that versus just hiring a transport was specifically so they could get that shot of him looking out over the swamp as they passed it. So, I mean, it's definitely not a very elaborate thing for such a small clip, but
would a helicopter not have made more sense?
It would probably be more expensive.
I don't know. What was it like the Grand Canyon helicopter tours? What are they, like $50 a go?
Well, I mean, that's also different because the prices could be lower because it's such a small flight. Plus, there's so many of them that it adds up.
Or one of them whirlybird helicopters, the ones that's all perspex. Like it doesn't have to be fucking Airwolf like that type, the luxury type ones. It could be a wee whirlybird and just have them, that camera in the face, be able to look, or green screen.
Well, I think it was cheaper for them to get the cockpit of a plane.
Yeah, I think it was just because they have the prop. Let's fit it into the storyline. Dunk, 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 dunk. Right, shove that in there. That'll do. But at the same time as this is happening, they're trying to obviously Rose is like wanting to take this seriously with the voodoo curse that was cast from the original legend. Mm-hmm. How people know that, I don't know.
That doesn't matter.
Just throw it out the window because that's a bit I would reckon be obviously the Victor Crowley legend and what happened because there were witnesses there. So yeah, that was in the zeitgeist, but the actual voodoo curse bit, I don't think that should have been public knowledge.
Well, I mean that's something that if you know the legend, you could look up the shit. Like I believed it because it is something. I mean, it would take some sleuthing to do, but it's something you could figure out.
Or was that part of the urban legend? Did it or did it not happen?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know that sort of thing that it's the mistakes built up around it? But needless to say, anyway, basically she's trying to read out the voodoo curse because that's what you do. You want it exact because when you're reading out curses, you want to put that out there.
I mean, just sounds logical to me.
Mm-hmm. The bit that isn't logical though is the fact that they're able to play a bunch of YouTube clips and no ad breaks in between all the movies.
That is because they probably pay for YouTube Premium.
Okay, we'll go with that. And it doesn't go, are you still there after 2 videos? You know, when you're trying to put a playlist of music on just to have in the background.
Yeah, I don't use YouTube for anything really.
It's crap. That's why I've tried it, just to have this. That's why I don't get them Bluetooth devices because I'm sick of running everything through my phone. Because it's like, you have to skip, have to do this. I'm like, for fuck's sake, just give me an old school MP3 player.
Yep. Yeah, man, I miss having a functioning iPod.
At the end of the day, what we'll have is all these people trying to pronounce it, and then we'll get full circle with Reverend Zombie, which I thought was a nice little nod.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the great thing is, if you go through the special features on the disc, like you actually find out that literally was last second. Like that wasn't planned. Mm-hmm. It just sort of happened. Like their last day of shooting, and Tony Todd sent the video in.
Fair charming.
So it's pretty cool to know about that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool because at least it was enough time to go into post production. So, but yeah, the whole idea has been playing on the phone on the ground, and then the actual curse gets reenacted. That's what brings Victor back. Then the movie starts to get fun because up to this point I was pretty depressed, and like, okay, right, we're back finally.
Well, again, it's just to me, it's the intro to the new series, like the new potential trilogy. So it's like I could I guess forgive the lack of like a fuck ton of kills because it's setting up what this next sequence is going to be.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it just I'm not them his character and the whole bit behind it was a bit over the top. Just I just found it a bit grating. I would like the idea of it all. It's all like a fun house attraction, and you know it's all built up. And instead of being the French Quarter night, everyone's going out to the swamp, Honeywood Swamp, you know, and doing what they do. And the daftness, and then that's basically the resurrection leads to carnage. And I actually would have liked, I don't know, a bit more positivity. So if he had a twigged on that he could run these attractions, you know, that sort of thing, and be part of it, sort of embraced it. If that makes sense. I think it's just just a wee bit too much. The whole trial thing was just a bit too much of a downer for this. You know, and they really went into that, and the whole thing with, I can get Sabrina being a bitch, but just like I said, but the whole thing with his character is just too much of a downer. Where maybe we needed him making lemonade out of lemon sort of thing, just a bit more of accepting his fate and that. But it's just too, even during the rest of the movie, it's too much of a, like, you're not rooting for him. I'm not anyway. Just too depressing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the whole setup scene with, I didn't even put these characters down because I know they're just bit pieces, but the whole production crew, and we know that she's going to get trapped and drowned, but there's freaking tubes hanging from everywhere when the plane crashes and the water comes in.
Well, problem is power's also dead. So
no, tube.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I guess they could have done that. Yeah,
like they're all hanging there, and he has a knife, and he's an EMT. It's not like he just forgets just because he's not working anymore. Doesn't mean he forgets everything.
Fair.
It just once again, it's just things that got scream at me. But fair enough. You know what I mean? It happens. The plane crashes. They've resurrected Victor Crowley, and carnage ensues.
Yeah, and it's great. This next version of Victor Crowley, it's like he's already had his revenge. Now he's just back to fuck with people.
Yeah, that's it.
We really get the whole cat and mouse thing this time, like where he's playing with his food essentially.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know when you've finally got that sweet point, you're just about to fall asleep, and you just got that point, and you're just like, you know, you're about to go into like 8 hours of oblivion, like you're going to have a good night's sleep, and some fucker wakes you up, like not even just probably, but like, yeah, you gotta, you know, get up, we need you, you know, that sort of point.
Yeah.
And you're just that angry, and you're like, I'm gonna ruin your day for doing that to me. That's the Victor Crowley in this, and I'm down with it. And then just what we need as well, an American talking about how they did in high school. Like, she's never get bored of doing that.
I fucking hated high school, but you know, I'm also not the everyman.
Yeah, good. I did this one. I can't remember what he said, but I'm just.
Oh, it was because
Mr. Track and Field.
Yeah,
that's right. He was going to run out, Mr. Track and Field.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I've put on a couple of pounds. It's like, dude. Come on, spend a couple of pounds in a couple of decades. Like, you don't even know where you're going. You know, the most important aspect is you don't even know where you're going.
So the plane's crashed. He's taking on water. His wife is trapped and drowning. Girlfriend, wife, whatever. Because and of course she's pregnant because it threw a lot in for extra scares. But it really nothing happened because you don't really feel anything from them because they're just bit pieces. So bit of a waste of time. Plus there's fucking air tubes dangling everywhere. I'm sure there's a bit of bamboo somewhere as well. Like, and it's not like they don't have a trained EMT on the plane who could suggest some of the stuff. But anyway, scary woo. Victor appears, and they realize that the plane's actually saving them for a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's just like oh my god, I had the example and I already forgot. But like the single set locations, like that's like almost how all the good ones start. Is like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get the fuck out of here, and then big scary, and it's like, shit, the place we were trying to leave is now our fucking safe haven.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And then we get the other characters, and I think Rose gives the best scene in this, where
she's one of my favorite characters in it. I think
she just rips into Sabrina and rips into Andrew and rips into everybody, and then herself, and like, we're all a bunch of cunts.
Yep. And then Dave Sheridan, but I didn't do anything. Just like the best line in this movie is when he's getting ready to get the fuck out of there, go try to save her friend, and she's like, you know, if you fucking save my friend, I'll marry you. And she kisses him, and he's just like, I don't care if you have a dick. Just funniest goddamn thing, especially because nobody else in the plane have any sort of context behind that. It's just, I don't have a dick. I don't have a dick.
Yeah, she was my favorite character. In fact, she should have been the new Mary Beth.
Well, I mean, she is like, she's a final girl. She lived.
Yeah, but they should not be focusing on Andrew's character. What I'm saying, I like the aspect. This should have been a fall through of Perry Shane turning up with different characters. Like, that was funny, and it was a nudge to the audience, and he ruined it. which annoys me.
I could tell.
I'm not emotional at all.
No,
Fuck you fuck you for introducing me to this series and then ruining it. You knew this is going, you bastard. And you
Dude, I
set me
fucking
up.
love this shit. Like, yeah,
You
all
set me
the
up.
stuff you're bitching about, I'm just like, why? So I went into this with thinking I'm giving you a gift of an experience, and
Yeah,
you're the
kicking
one
the
that's
balls
just
is an
like,
experience.
I don't like good things. Harumph.
Yeah, a kick in the balls as an experience. Yes.
You know what? There's people that pay a lot of money for that.
I know I'm not one of those people. Those people are broken in the head. Even that glorious penis was seen earlier on shouldn't be kicked. Like, he knows what he's on the goal with that thing. He should know anyway. And yeah, he should never let that be stamped on. That's just so macabre and horrific in its own way. But Kathleen's death is the ultimate one in this. Like,
yeah, man.
I did not see that coming, and even I'm like,
fisting, fantastic.
I'm just like, oh fuck! Like, it's been such a long time, and it's Sasha and oh.
Yeah, man, it was that's a good one, especially going through like special features and watching the breakdown of how they did it. So much fun.
And this is where the movie at least gets back to form and just goes into this gloriness that we are tearing shit up, at least, because one thing I can say about the kills, at least they're inventive, and then the sort of play around them, like it was almost like the balls scene in part 3, but just taking up another notch. Like, they have to get the phone, they have to try and get to the boat, and director girl is used as bait, and that's fun because she's a dick. She's that sweet persona, but not a nasty person. No, she's a dangerous person to be around. So glad to see she got her comeuppance. At least, you know, like, unless you're like stupid, that Sabrina is a bitch and you should stay away from that with a 10-foot barge pole. Like, don't even get in that thing's radar.
Right.
The other girl is more devious, so you can understand people getting sucked into her sort of wheelhouse.
Oh yeah.
But when you see it, and yeah, she got a good comeuppance. But I just love the way it had to be a functioning belt sander in the museum, so to speak.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have worked.
Was it the actual murder weapon? That's the thing I'm curious about.
I don't think it was. I think that would have been in an evidence bag somewhere. Like, this is a prop.
True.
But the fact that they had a working one, I don't know. Whoever the company is that makes those belt sanders should be on an absolute fortune. Like, you do not need a power drill, a chainsaw, a jackhammer. You just need this thing.
Right.
Like, this should be issued to special forces. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Cuts through everything.
You don't need a shotgun with the heavy pellets to breach doors. You just need this thing. You know,
fuck yeah,
doors away. Like, it'll cut through anything.
Yeah, man, it's a beast of a machine,
and it's gas powered as well. There's no cords to worry about. It just uses that infinite fuel. It never runs out. Like, you fill that thing up, and in 10 years' time, like, that thing's been sitting there. It's even got magical fuel that you don't even need to put in.
I mean, all you gotta do is drop in a couple drops of stable, and it lasts for fucking ever, I guess.
That's it. Yeah. Job done. Like, it's a wonder. It's probably banned. It's like the other sander companies and tool companies have banned this thing from getting into production because they know it'll just end the industry. You just need that one belt sander, that one brand. Crowley. I should have Crowley at the side of it. Never ending. Was it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the never ending gobstopper? Yeah, that's that, you know. But oh my god. And then Sabrina commits the ultimate crime as well. Like, she starts gobbing off about YouTubers. How dare you, woman?
Right.
How very much dare you?
We're better than you, damn it.
Yeah. Her death was a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
Like, we've had more inventive deaths. She got off easy, which was a shame.
Yeah, it's like everybody else, like, there was a lot involved. Yeah, hers was a quick one.
Like, even director girl got her head stamped in and was made to suffer for a bit, and everyone else. But yeah, she kind of got off easy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was right.
Yeah, she definitely should have been made to suffer, just at least a little bit.
But whose brains was it popped out? That was cool.
Yeah, it was
was that track and field guy?
Yeah.
Or that makeup guy?
Yeah, it's Q. I don't. Yeah. Why am I not remembering any of the names? But yeah, it was him.
I think because it's just so obvious that they're disposable characters.
Well, I mean, that's a slash.
You don't bother. Yeah.
But
it's really telegraphed that they're disposable characters. So you just don't bother learning their names.
Well, I'm just terrible with names, but
yeah, with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Dylan was the one I was properly sorry to see go because he was just that good guy, you know, nice but dim, like all rounder, and even getting the plane back up and running, and the same with the jet engine, like that was so telegraphed. You knew that was coming a mile off.
That doesn't matter.
This is what we're saying. The whole joke with Parry Shen, you know, playing different characters. He should have done that. He should have done the save.
See, the problem
that would have been his redemption.
That makes him the hero, which he that's what his book says he is, but he was never a hero to begin with. with. Like, he literally just hid under a pile of corpses to not die.
Yeah, and that's, at the same time, that's fair enough. But this was his chance then that, and then his cousin could have appeared in the next one if they were going to make another one,
Problem is, cousin's dead. That's the whole setup with the...
No, but who was the other cousin that they hadn't heard from?
That was...
family?
That was one of them.
Not Perry. No,
that was the first one that died.
No, the one that was mentioned in the book.
Yeah, that's the first one that died. Or are you talking about the one from
young
overseas?
family, not the Boutier family.
Or are you talking about the ones that are overseas?
Yes. Or the one that, that came over to America and...
That one is the one that died first.
All right, I thought they still hadn't heard from him.
No, that's the one that died first. Like, that was the first movie.
No. I'm talking about... Oh, fuck's sake, I should have... Andrew Young's a completely different family branch. You racist.
No. I'm not being a racist.
They're not part of the same family.
Yes. Yeah, he had essentially an older sibling and a cousin. The cousin is the one that died in the first film. The older
sibling was a miscarriage. It never happened.
No.
Andrew Young's.
It was set up that it was a miscarriage. That's what they told him, but that's not the case. His older brother was the one that died in the second movie.
Oh, they're tied to the family? Because that's I didn't get that at all from the book. He said it maybe he didn't, but see, I went too meta. That's the thing. He went with his Craven with us.
I still don't see that.
Yeah, he went.
It's not full-blown Craven. It's close.
This is almost bordering on Scream territory.
No, because this is palatable for me.
It's on the cliff edge of this could become Scream. That's where he's treading. He needs to be careful. We're getting a wee bit too in the meta side of, this is that and blah blah blah. But anyway, that would have been better if that could have been his final redemption arc, and then we could have had somebody else come in and we could have carried on the joke. But I'm not feeling his character. That's why. And Dylan would have been fun to keep around for a bit.
I feel like Dylan would have got old though. Like, if it was just the same shit in every movie. It's funny to a point. So like I could see why that wasn't the through line.
I can see him setting up a shack or a bar or something of and then maybe getting taken out in the first 5 minutes of the next movie.
Fair.
Not being like survival, because honestly, Rose should be the one to take over from Mary Beth. But now at the end of it, they brought Mary Beth back, like Jeepers Creepers 2 type thing. She's just been waiting,
Yeah.
Which, once again, if you're finishing up her story arc, why bring her back?
Because why not?
It's like I said, I've just found the whole Andrew Young character a distraction and not one that you want to root back, because at the end of the day, I understood Mary Beth, and even when her most caustic, it was explained and you got the context of why she was the way she was. But with Andrew, I'm just not feeling it.
See, and I totally understand his character.
He's the architect of his own destruction in a sense.
I mean, definitely. That's what makes him a sympathetic character, is the fact that he put himself in that position knowing that he was doing the right thing from the get-go. Like, every aspect of his life, he was like, I am doing this for good. And every time it bites him in the ass. So it's like his life is just a comedy of errors.
For one. Like I said, this did not land for me the same as the other 3, which is a bit of a shame because I was looking forward to it.
I mean, hey, at least you got it under your belt now. So that's
true. At least I can always remember the original trilogy. What's the likelihood of another movie coming out, or is that it?
It's probably not going to happen. The problem is there's a whole lot of behind the scenes bullshit that's making it not possible, because this was literally a shoestring budget, and they had like 11 days to do it. It's something where pretty much everybody on this set was doing a favor, and I believe Adam Green's gone on record as saying like he could never do that again because it would just break everybody. So unless he ends up acquiring the rights and able to go get financing elsewhere, I don't think it's going to happen, at least not through Adam Green and Ariscope. If it does happen, it's going to be specifically Dark Skies branching out and having someone else do it. Which problem with that is you have someone else do it, and everybody that has been doing it probably won't.
The favors disappear. Yeah.
What's that?
The favors don't get called in because it was
exactly. So I mean that means like Danielle Harris likely wouldn't come back. Kane Hodder probably wouldn't come back. So it's some of the most important characters probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, fair one. Oh well, it is what it is. It's like I said, it was refreshing to see sort of a group of horror fans create a slasher series, but with a self-awareness of the tropes that make slashers cheesy and unpalatable to a lot of horror fans. Because that's what happened. Too much of the same thing over and over again. And it was nice to see the series that they rectified a lot of that and made a really intriguing series. You can see there's something just off with the 4th one, and probably because of the behind-the-scenes stuff as well. I was just not in the same vein, even off to try and make a new trilogy. There's no feeling of freshness about it. It's just there is a depression hanging over it, and if this is based on real life experience and somebody venting their own personal demons, you can kind of see that too. And it all just, to me, takes away from the fun of the first three that made them unique. But hey ho, we can agree to disagree, I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely won't be the first time.
Will you still be my friend?
I will say it is very weird. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had such stark differences on a movie. Like it's weird. We're getting back to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's normally the universe is realigned again.
It's balancing again.
Yeah, there's been too much of us like gushing on the same things. That's
right.
Not right. It's universes have crumbled and died because of it. So now we're
very
back to
likely.
normal.
Very likely.
Oh well, I'm sure we'll think of something else before next month. We're going to try and get like a mid-month, go back to the mid-month thing again, and do the odd movie.
Finally, not in school anymore, so I think it's about time to get on here and talk some shit more.
Fantastic. There you go, folks. Thanks for everyone that tuned in and joined in the chat. And just even say, until next time, keep updated with the channel, do those typey clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy,
keep it horrific.